Ladies and gentlemen, so after a couple of pretty tragic crystal openings this weekend, yesterday we put on the kettle and pulled a finger out to do a last minute grind for 3-star The Thing, the first member of the Fantastic Four, and it was clutch, boys. It was very, very close. 6 minutes to go, managed to get just over 1.7 million, just, a bit more to make sure we were safe there, and we got the 3-star version of this character. So today I want to do a rank up and gameplay video, talk about some of his abilities, talk about some of the insane interactions going on with the champion synergy, which unfortunately isn't available as the 3-star, but you've probably seen there are a few videos of like 4-star and 5-star Thing going around on like Line and Facebook and some of the pages where the damage is just beyond god tier. It is so insane, and I think I'm not really too sure if that synergy is here to stay because it's a little bit difficult to pull off. It takes a bit of time, bit of preparation, but the damage is just so insane with that synergy, man, and we'll talk about how that one works as well. But anyway, first things first, let's get this 3-star version pimped out. So I already brought him up to rank 3 and awakened him, but I haven't put any dupe levels into him just yet. But Thing, I think overall, is probably going to come in his current state at the god tier level, but I'm interested to kind of play around with the 3-star version today because I think some stuff, there are a few factors like the champion synergy and also the fact that he has 2 other synergies which currently aren't active yet, with the assuming the other Fantastic Four members as well. Now let's start off by talking about some of the core abilities that Thing has. So as a passive, he is immune to bleed. So you can take bleed nodes, caltrops, paths, which is great, but also he's immune to shock, armor break, armor shatter, nullify, stagger, and also fate seal effects. So I think this is going to make him, circumstantially really useful if there is a very stacked symbiote supreme. I see him having a great matchup in that. And when it comes to, I think map 7, I heard there was some shock nodes as well. So I think as it stands at the moment, he's probably the best counter to a lot of shock nodes and problems that are going to rise in the game. It seems like that's going to be a bit of an inconvenience this year, so shock immune champions are probably going to be kind of the big thing, I assume, that quite a few people are searching for in their roster. So yeah, that shock immunity, I imagine, is going to come quite a bit in handy, and also if you fought Thing, you'll kind of be roughly aware of this rock stack mechanic. So when he is struck, either directly or through a block, he generates 1 stack of rock stack, but also if you parry, you gain 4 additional ones as well. So parry is going to give you a total of 5 rock stacks, and also if you get struck by a bleed, even though he's immune to a bleed, this would remove 3 of his rock stacks. Doesn't really matter too much when you're playing the character, but just something to keep in mind when you are fighting the character, that bleed champions can be really advantageous. And then we have kind of the way that his rock stack mechanic works, so they last indefinitely up to 15 stacks, but then any stacks between kind of 15 and 20 last for 5 seconds. Each rock stack gives him more physical and energy resistance, but also whenever a rock stack is removed or the duration expires, and you can remove these via your special attacks, Thing gains a permanent passive fury, granting him increased attack. Now, like, to give you a rough idea how much the fury is per stack, it's about like 2.5%, a little bit over that, and these effects are capped at 60. So when you have all 60 of the fury stacks, he has approximately 150% more attack. So it's just kind of approximate to give you a very rough idea of how that one scales up. So it's a pretty nice increase as you kind of go through the fight and ramp up to get 150% more attack. And there are even more ways that you can get Fury, again via the Fantastic Four synergy, which isn't in the game, and the Champion synergy, which is so broken at the moment, but very nice. And then we have when attacks, so when Thing is hit and he has 15 or more rock stacks, he becomes unstoppable for 5 seconds and removes 3 of these rock stacks. Again, this is a little bit more of a defender one than when you're actually playing him, because this needs to be a direct hit and not a blocked hit, but it's a nice kind of little, will occasionally save your ass mechanic, because you can get like right back on track there. So that can be I imagine all right in some scenarios. And then special attacks. So for the next 8 seconds, Thing's attacks will nullify all unstoppable buffs when striking the opponent. So I think this is going to have some really good matchups when it comes to all sorts of these random super fun unstoppable nodes that we're seeing. Juggernaut's unstoppable Colossus. I'm interested to see the matchup versus the champion as well when it comes to like final Alliance War nodes, whether or not he's going to be viable for that. Probably not as good as Symbiote Supreme, but he might work quite well for the champion matchups, so I'm interested to, yeah, see how he performs there. So the special attack 1. So for each rock stack, the damage is increased by, on this free start, 24.5. So that's actually quite a nice increase there when you've got 20 stacks of rock stack of approximately, you know, just under 500. Is it just under 500 attack there? Yeah, so it can be quite nice. If the thing has 15 or more rock stacks, he removes all rock stacks, and this attack is unblockable. So, you know, the special attacks do convert the rock stacks, providing that you are at 15 or over. And if Thing has 20 of these rock stacks, it's also going to inflict weakness, decreasing the opponent's attack by 70% for 6 seconds. So, you know, this might have some interesting uses and be alright for certain stuff. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Like Magik matchups, you know, reducing the attack to avoid limbo damage could be circumstantially quite useful. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see, you know, if the special 1 has too much use there. And also, you know, you could throw off the special 1, get the attack reduction, and then bait out maybe like a Dormammu special 2. Where you maybe need to block it if you're a bit of a scrub like me, and that's going to reduce damage there. So, you know, there's some cool stuff that you could potentially do with that attack reduction. And the special attack too, so does a stagger on the opponent, preventing them from gaining their next buff for 6 seconds. Also, if Thing has 15 or more rock stacks, he's going to convert them as well. And if he has 20 rock stacks, the bonus ability is stun the opponent for 4.5 seconds. And this is a pretty mega stun, man. So yeah, there might be some, you know, potential like fight-ending combos that you can do with the special attack too. Because you can get, I think, you know, in a 4.5 second stun, like a 4-5 combo, then maybe a 4 combo, then chain on another 5 combo again, so that's like 14 hits. So you know, some pretty interesting interactions potentially with that one. And then finally with the special 3, he's unblockable and unstoppable for 8 seconds, so this is pretty mega if you need to you know, like nuke into an opponent that's blocking and being a little bit defensive. Also, if the Thing has 15 or more rock stacks, he's going to remove all the rock stacks and he gains a passive fury for 8 seconds, increasing his attack by 196 as well. So you convert all of those, gain another fury. And also, if you have 20 rock stacks, all your fury effects are 100% stronger for 8 seconds. So yeah, that's pretty mega, man. That's doing a lot of work there. So some very nice stuff. Now, again, he has a couple of synergies that are not in the game yet. One, I assume, with all of the Fantastic Four, which is going to allow his special 1 to give him a fury buff for 6 seconds, increasing attack by 15%. And then if you've got all of, I assume, the Fantastic Four, that is doubled to 30%, so 30% more attack there. Very nice. And also there's this one called Passive Aggressive, which is when the Thing is at 20 rock stacks, any additional stacks you would gain are immediately converted into passive fury effects. And I think this is actually going to be really good for the character, because it just means you don't need to use special attacks to convert. You can just, you know, parry and just keep on stacking up the fury there, so that's going to be, I assume, quite good. The Korg one, from removing the rock stacks, the furies are 33% more effective, so kind of what is it? Changes as passive fury from that stack, 60 stacks from approximately about 150% to just over 200%. So overall, it's like a 50% more fury with the synergy in a long fight. So yeah, it could be quite good, I assume, there. And also allows Korg to start the fight with 2 additional rock shield charges, which I don't think is too, you know, needed or beneficial to Korg, but you know, it's not the worst synergy in the world. And then finally, we have a bit of crit damage with both the Hulk characters as well. But I want to point out, if you've seen some of the insane Thing gameplay, it's most likely from 4 and 5 star versions with the champion synergy, which is absolutely nuts. So to cover this synergy, because it's well worth talking about, and I'll do, hopefully I'm getting some footage from Clobbering Time tomorrow to do a video on it, but Essentially, the synergy is, once per fight, when Thing would be struck by a blow that would knock him out, his health will remain at 1, and he will become indestructible for 6 seconds. And any hits that he receives while indestructible grant him 100% fury for the rest of the fight. And at the moment, this stacks up to, you know, there are like 11, 12 stacks that you can get if you're getting hit quite a lot during this duration. So yeah, you can imagine that's absolutely ridiculous, man. Your fury your attack goes up by like 1,000, 1,100, and you can have some absolutely insane damage. So, you know, if you've seen kind of gameplay videos like this one, where there's just, you know, absolutely insane numbers, not even on kind of a maxed out 5-star or 4-star, that is the champion synergy. So, yeah, just some crazy, crazy stuff there. Building in like Thor Ragnarok, Heimdall, and also Korg just creates the most bonkers synergy with this lad. So, you know, it's one of those things that is very, very OP. I don't know if Kabam are going to leave it in the game, though, because, you know, it's a little bit impractical to pull off in the majority of fights, I would assume, when it comes to progression stuff. So I am a little bit curious to know whether or not, and also, I don't know if you'd be able to do it too much. I don't know, man. I haven't really tested it out so far because unfortunately I don't have a 4 or 5-star version. But yeah, we're going to go with this team synergy today. So we've got the mutants, we've got Korg, and let's jump right into some of the gameplay here. So testing out the 3-star version. I've played him at rank 3 a little bit, but not at rank 4 so far. So I'm interested to see, kind of without the champion synergy, if this character is going to impress me too much today. And I'm trying to do some shorter parries here so we can get those, those rock stacks as quickly as we possibly can. Right, there we go. So with the, other Fury synergy, we would have got like 5 additional stacks of Fury there. Right, let's go. Oh, I probably should have saved that special one, actually, yeah. Kind of wasted a bit of a conversion there. Oh, well, let's go for a 5-hit combo. Right, throw that off. Now we got 40 stacks, so we've pretty much got double attack at this point. But also this Hulk, he does have a lot of physical resistance as well. So if we're not critting, we're not really getting too much damage through. But also, I think one of the things just to note about the Thing is he really is a bit of a ramp-up champion, as we talked about earlier. Even with the Korg synergy, man, you're getting so much additional attack kind of a bit later into the fight. And also, I'm probably not the best Thing player in the world at the moment. But hopefully we can learn some, you know, valuable lessons as we progress through today's video. Right, there we go. Hulk is down 78 hits. Definitely a little bit slower than a lot of the other champions that we might use for some of these rank up and gameplay videos. But I think the real place that this character shines at the moment is definitely with that champion synergy, man. It is so, so ridiculous. So I really, really do hope that they keep the champion synergy in its current state. But also having this lad with just, you know, mega fury, great ramp up, bleed immunity. There's a lot of utility that the Thing has kind of inbuilt to him as well. And also, I forgot to talk about the Awakened ability, which allows him kind of protection when charging his heavy attack, which can cap damage as well. But I think we'll do a bit of a separate video talking about that, because I need more signature stones before it's really effective. And, you know, we're not really going to see too much of it today. But I think you can kind of charge the heavy at the right time to, tank a special 3. Providing that you've got them like fully maxed out. And also for certain nodes like Mesmerize, I don't know, his Awakened ability might be a little bit interesting. But anyway, let's go for Captain America next. He's quite a fun character to play though, man. I really do enjoy his animations and playstyle. I just wish that if I were to make one change to this character just to make him a little bit more fun, is I just have persistent charges in with the Fury, man. That'd be like the sickest change for this lad. Because kind of building up those Furies every single fight, you know, it does take a while, man. And he does not have the absolute highest block proficiency out there. Oh no, I was trying to go for the parry there. Oh, I got a little bit wrecked. Right, we can get this one back. Right, let's go for a parry, and then we'll go for a SB2, and we'll get the very, very nice stun here. So, look at that stun, man. It's such a great duration. Yeah, that stun is really going to be really, really valuable for you know, big thing players that enjoy kind of tying over fights and just having a bit of clutch there. Because in those 14 or so hits, there's just so much damage that you can reel off there. Okay, and then we got Magik, so I think we're going to heal up for Magik a little bit here. It would make quite a bit of sense. So let's use some of these Realm Legends potions. Let's get him up a little bit. We don't need to fully top this lad off, because he has a relatively chunky health pool. It's still not quite as big as like Void's health pool, for example. Also, I think one thing worth noting is that Thing's base stats in terms of his crit rate and crit damage are pretty ass for the most part. Like, they're definitely not very impressive at all. Right, let's shut that off. Very nice. Okay, so we got a weakness there, so that can help reduce limbo if it does proc. So there we go, a little bit of practical damage. But I like those medium, light, medium combos just to get those rock stacks up. But it does mean taking potentially a little bit more damage on parries and blocks. Right, let's shut this one down. Right, okay, that was pretty cool, man. And there we go, Magik is down. So yeah, I don't know, man, he's definitely a bit of an interesting one. But I think the annoying thing is, with this content, you don't really see too much of the champions ramp up, because, you know, like in no fights, anything has really lasted long enough to get to those crazy amounts of fury stacks. I think maybe we should wait another parry if we can to try and get try and convert the special one. I guess it's always best if we can to try and get that 70% attack reduction. Because there's no rush to use the special attacks. Right, we'll do one more and then we can throw down a special too. Right, that's pretty beautiful strategy for the majority of matchups. You know, get to 20 stacks, throw a special one, and then get another 20 stacks, throw a special two, convert it, get that like insanely long stun, and then you've got like 14 hits to finish off the fight. And I think that's really the majority of encounters done. But on the next one as well, we should probably go for the special 3 and see what we can do here. Right, so let's just punch into him normally. So we're going to get a few stacks from this this rock shield expiring. And then let's go in. So special 3, and then we're unstoppable, unblockable. Our fury effects are doubled after. So let's use this strategy and see how it turns out. Oh, I love it. So if we just dive right in, can we just keep on mashing against this lad? Oh no, okay, we need to be very, very careful when the opponent has special attacks. Okay, so that's just the big thing, man, is you can't just go absolutely ham. I should have known that, in all fairness. But you can't go absolutely ham when the opponent has a bar of power. But providing they don't have any bar of power, man, you are just going to absolutely wreck that matchup. Alright, let's see what we can do. So I'm going to go for some of these 3 combos. I don't know how this guy would be to play in like stun immune matchups, because he kind of does rely on like parrying and getting hit in order to kind of gain those fury effects. And I don't think he has a way to gain them if he's just like pummeling into the opponent. So yeah. I'm not too sure. I think he's going to be a very, like, circumstantial character for a lot of people to have. Very, very circumstantial. But a valuable asset nonetheless, especially if you are going for map 7, which I personally haven't done, but I've heard there's some very annoying shock lanes. But things should be such an asset there. I wonder how Nebula's going to be on those shock nodes and whether or not she's going to work. Because if she can just instantly absorb a shock node, because I know she has like a limit of like 3 of those she could absorb, maybe she's also going to be pretty damn good, man. Those 6-star nebulas are going to have some crazy value. Right. We don't have the stun. I think this is probably going to do it anyway. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, not a bad finish there at all, man, from a 3-star champion. Okay, and then we've got Iron Man up next. Arc Overload Iron Man might be a bit of an interesting fight in order to ramp up this character a little bit more. Just because that way we can, you know, he's got Arc Overload. Fight might last a little bit longer. Might be a good little training one for Maestro. But I'm worried about parrying too much on Maestro, like, a little bit later into the fight. But we might be able to, like, get him down with a nice special too at some point. Right, might as well have chucked off that SP1 there. 17 Fury stacks now. Right, I desperately need more Fury stacks. Or do I want to... I think I want to stun him and then use the special 3. And I'm pretty sure in Act 4 they don't... They can't retaliate with special 3, so we should be alright. Fingers crossed, man. Okay, so this is gonna smack him against the wall, convert our Fury, double the effects. So the damage should be pretty nice. Right, so we've got his Arc Overload there. Oh no, that was such a jammy! Oh, mate. This lad is having a proper giggle, boys. Special 2 straight into Special 1. It's a cheap play. A very cheap play. Right, and there we go. Iron Man is down. We did... I think one of the things that slightly concerns me a bit is just because Thing's block proficiency is lower than average, so that he doesn't take perfect parries. I feel like he's going to get a little bit dented when it comes to like really stacked content when you're playing him a fair bit. So I'm just a little bit worried about kind of the practicality of playing a Thing when it comes to like a lot of big bosses in like Act 6 and variant. But I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how he's going to turn out. I think for a lot of fights he's not going to be that great. Like, if you want to bring him to a lot of fights and not use any potions, like, in a way that Void and Captain America Infinity War and Quake can be very sustainable champions. Whereas Thing, you know, kind of needs to take a few blocked hits and parries to build up these rock stacks to get the Fury. And then somewhat can struggle to survive a little bit. Right, just going to throw off the special 2 there, get the conversion. Oh, mate. Messed that one up a little bit. Right, let's rein this one back the best we can. Ooh, a little bit too clutch there, lads. A little bit too clutch. We definitely made, like, a few mistakes. But in comparison to certain other 3-star champions that kind of are at that standard like 62 or 3% block proficiency, it does kind of feel like a lot of damage does leak through when playing this character. Alright, let's go for the level 3 health potion. Okay, so we got Maestro versus Thing here. Well, it's going to be a bit of a fun one. We'll see if we can do it in one bang. That would be very good. Right, we're going to smash that one off. So we can start building up those Furies. Oh, so very, very clutch there. A bit of an interesting one, because I think definitely when I've played a lot of 3-star characters, in terms of like how practical and effective that was, it was definitely down there, but I think one of the most important things to note as well, like the crazy stuff that we're seeing from Thing at the moment, is with that champion synergy, and it is so insane. That you can get like 1,000% more attack, and I think that's one of the things that is making him so good. But in terms of the practicality of playing it, and in all fairness as well, I think Thing has so much utility and so much like base stuff that he brings to the table to get through like Bleed, Shock, like Symbiote Supremes, and any matchups that might have like really annoying nullify mechanics. So yeah, a little bit of an interesting one, but I think with the champion synergy, he probably comes in at like a solid god tier champion, but as well, like we don't know the full potential of this lad yet, just because, you know, we don't have Act 6, we don't have the full Fantastic Four synergy. So yeah, I like him, he's an alright character. I really wish that there was a way for the Furies to carry from one fight to another, because I think that's probably one of the most annoying things, is that like right at the start of every single fight he's just not really amazing, not really that good. Also, one of my concerns is that maybe he takes a little bit too much block damage, and maybe if you're playing this character for a long quest, you're going to take a little bit too much block damage as well and have to use quite a few potions, because I really felt against Maestro, man, we were on death's row right at the end, whereas Captain America Infinity War, you know, barely would have dented in terms of like being able to stay alive, and probably would have finished the fight a little bit faster. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's an interesting one to think about, because there are so many different factors when it comes to kind of analyzing, you know, how good this champion is. But overall, I think there are going to be some solid uses. I think he's a great addition to the game, but I'm very interested to see kind of his synergies with the Fantastic Four and what further stuff is going to be added for this character, and how it plays all out with the champion synergy. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, feel free to smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.